How's it going, guys and gals? This is Elderofwoe coming back at you. We're gonna pick up where we left off. Haven't played in about a week, but we're gonna go ahead and jump straight into Act 3 and kind of grind our way through. One of the main things you have to remember is in Act 3, you want to try to maximize all of your resistances. Right now, we're not maxed on cold or lightning, and so we need to try and find some gear to kind of fix that. But for now, we can actually start working our way through the act, and yeah, not too much to talk about. I haven't made any upgrades. I've been pretty busy with work, so I haven't had really any time to play other than when I'm recording. So let's just get to it. Gonna grind through these acts. Of course, there will be B-roll of the bosses and anything that is worth mentioning. Character development, and of course, at the end of each episode, we'll cover character development. We'll cover, how far we got, what we got to, etc. All that good stuff. You know what I mean? Any changes that are made during the recording. Of course, if they're really big ones, I will mention it. But if it's like a gear update or anything like that, I will wait until the end of the episode to talk about it. Mainly because it makes it a little easier for me to record these episodes for you, and makes it a lot faster to streamline the process. But also, it allows me to sit here and give you details on the changes made by me and why I made them and what difference they made. So, with that said, I'm gonna probably go a little quiet here and just kind of grind through the act.
Let's speak.
Alright guys and gals, this will be the first time we actually harvest tier 2 seeds, which is pretty cool, pretty cool. We're gonna have a whole ton of the essence, and so we'll probably need another one of these, so we'll probably make one of those. So is he gonna make one over here? Let's see, each one of these is gonna give 4 units. I don't think there's enough here. Let's go ahead and harvest them and check. That way if we can make a storage tank right away we can, you know, it'll be nice. Alright, let's see. What do we got here? We actually got another tier 2 seed. Let's see. Yeah, we got enough. We got just enough for a storage tank. So that's good. And we can actually set this bad boy up right here. Next to our other ones. And connect it. And then if we need to, we'll run a second line up this way to connect there. Let's set up for that real quick. Grab a couple of our pylons. And most of this I will move around eventually once we have a better setup and whatnot. Let's see. Let's see. Don't want to take up too much space. Think should be able to connect right here. Maybe a little too far. Okay. What about right here? Alright, that's close enough. And then if we make another one right about there, connect, and then connect. Okay, just so we have room. Should do the same here, but we'll deal with that later. So we finally did a tier 2 seed, so that's pretty cool. And we actually ended up with a couple of, let's see, are these tier 2s or 3s? We got a tier 2 and a tier 3. That is pretty cool. And we actually ended up with 154 life force. That's pretty cool too.
I can't do this just yet. Climb the tower, kill the Mad King. Just like the stories my mum used to read to me.
Alright guys and gals, we're at the final boss for this act. Let's clean this area up and see about just updating y'all on what we did throughout the act and where we're at. All of these guys, they you know, sometimes they can be a little tough depending on what type of character you're playing. Right now we're playing a fairly tanky character, so it's not super scary for us. Though the last boss does tend to put bleed on us, so that can be a little bit dangerous, just a little bit. Take out all these guys. So because we have that little bit of leech, it helps alleviate regen and everything like that. So I use potions, mainly the mana potions, unless I take heavy damage, and then I'll use the HP ones. But beyond that, just kind of chill out, step away. Attack. Our resistances are pretty much capped. They're just a little lower than they need to be. I think just one of them actually. And it might be cold resistance. So pretty much took that to the face. We're still fine. But we're slowed right now, so just gotta finish him off. Alright, come over here. Take on this final form of his, and that should be good. In this one, the main thing is stay inside his little protective circle while it's raining. It helps. When we're not in there, it kind of messes it up pretty bad too. Just staying in the circle, which is pretty much going to be wherever he is. You start seeing the blood rain without the circle around him. It's kind of weird. I think I've seen it happen once though. Let's see, blood rain starts and you're still in the circle. No issues.
A just death to address an unjust exile. I think we're even now, High Templar.
And that's pretty much it. Right. That's the end of the act. Talk to her. And head our way to the next Axe town, and we can discuss any modifications I made.
Some time in the mountains. What could be more
Which
relaxed?
honestly, I didn't make too many changes. Pick up these seeds. We'll just put them up for now. Close that. All right. Jump over there. Boop, boop, boop. But overall, we didn't make any changes. As you can see, we more or less, we took out the boss by attrition, basically. I mean, we're not doing like giant, massive damage, but as you can see, we can take out regular mobs, magical mobs fairly easily. The bleed does a fair amount of damage. We actually have increased damage on bleeding enemies and stuff like that, so just something to think about. All of it kind of adds towards what we need. kill this guy real quick. Come on. There we go. That was our rogue exile right here. Did he drop anything really worthwhile? Not really. Let's take all the stuff though. Just go sell most of it really quick. Plated greaves is the same thing. Okay. The only difference is the item level. So that's one thing you have to keep in mind as far as what you can roll on an item. Is always look at the item level 27, item level 33. So, you know, we could always try and roll something on there. So for now, I'll put that up. And the rest of this is kind of junk for us, so.
Parties off to meet the makers.
Except for maybe the copper plate, which, no, still junk. Okay. No. Don't need evasion. I'm good there. Let's check this amulet real quick. It's not better than anything. Not really. Giant mana flask. Not really. Rest of this is alright. Life, mana. It's better than what I have, in all honesty.
Bring me back some.
It's not very good, but it's better than what I have right now, at least in my opinion. Let's see, if we look at my defenses, we're capped out on everything except for lightning, currently. Throw that in there. Currencies. Throw it away. I don't even feel like walking to the vendor to sell it right now. Get rid of that. And currency. Alright. Let's go clear out the rest of this area and get to town. This character is not going to have super massive damage, but as you can see, he has decent damage. The bleed also helps. Come on. And because we have steel greaves, oh, those are lower. It's okay. We'll sell those for a chromatic orb. But as you can see, we can move around pretty quickly. We can get things done and just keep going straight. Get things done pretty easily. Our damage is good. And we really don't have to worry about too much. We can handle most damage, so that's good. Alright, so we made it to town. So the main changes I made in this build is I took off the unique gloves. I put on some actually they were white gloves, and I increased the quality and used the harvest system to craft them into some rare gloves, which they're still kind of and added lightning resistance on there. I also added resistance to my helmet, and I think that's about it. And then of course I made 2 new axes during the act to increase our damage, and we'll probably repeat the same process along the way, because there's going to be, you know, better items for us to get along the way as far as damage. We'll just keep upgrading our axes until we have the best base damage plus good modifiers. Beyond that, I didn't replace any equipment. As far as how we're moving along in our skill tree right now, we moved our way up here so we can gain some extra health, some regen, strength, stun threshold, attack speed, So this is all extra stuff that makes a really big difference. Life is gonna be our main thing. We're gonna pump that as much as possible. We're working our way up so we can get even more attack speed and physical damage, and so that's kind of the route we're going. I'm trying to hit the largest base nodes, so life, strength, physical damage. When I can get critical strike, I will, but I'm focused more on buffing our main damage, our primary damage, so that way we can continue forward without too many snags. Once our base damage is high enough, we can boost and pump critical strike and everything like that. And of course, we want to increase our attack speed. That's going to be a big factor in how quickly we can get through things, how quickly we can kill. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. We did our first tier 2 seeds. That'll be in the clip in this video as well. And other than that, though, we've been doing a great job working our way through the act. We got through it fairly quickly. Per se, because of all the little stops for the seeds. That's the one thing I like the new Harvest League, but at the same time, it does slow you down while you're trying to do stuff. But while slowing you down, it also increases the chance of you finding better items, so it's a bit of a trade-off. You can work through acts faster, but you have to kind of push on certain things. As for now, though, this is Elderofwoe saying over and out. Next update will probably be just this act, possibly. We might run the labyrinth prior to it. I'm not 100% sure. We might just finish the act without even running the labyrinth, and then we'll run it after. But I will do a video of me running the first labyrinth with this character. I won't be doing videos on how to unlock it because I already have videos out for that. If you want, you can go look at them. They're in the Path to Pyro episodes. And they're all marked, they're all labeled, so you can see, how to unlock each one of the labyrinths up to the 3rd labyrinth. But yes, until next time, this is Elderofwoe saying over and out.